So this is gonna be more of a rant video, but like, it's about the current state of the IMS, of the Institute of Minecraft Servers, and not just the Institute of Minecraft Servers, but Minecraft server theory as a whole. And let me tell you, it is just stagnant. It's been stagnant for a very long time. I used to be very active within the IMS and within Minecraft server theory in general, particularly in economics. But lately, actually not even lately, like for a while now, I've just sensed this, I've felt this just stillness, basically this lack of progress that basically all the members, not even all the members, all the people like affiliated with Minecraft server theory that were doing Minecraft server theory, they were all just like, it all felt like there was zero progress. They were all in their own little circles doing their own theories, which ironically contradicts with the whole message of Minecraft servers of like hanging out with a bunch of friends, just having a good time. And after a long time of just seeing this all unfold, basically while I was in the background, I've come to notice a few things that I wanted to speak about that are just huge problems with Minecraft server theory right now. And a few people in particular managed to capture just all of the wrong things perfectly. They embody it. This isn't a hate message to those people, okay? I don't hate you personally, but damn, you do reflect quite strongly some of the aspects that I think are just polluting Minecraft server theory, and is just slowing everything down and making everything just so worthless. Like I said, this is gonna be like a rant video. This is unscripted, so I'm just gonna have to put a big red text here. This is a rant video. If I said anything mean, forget about it, okay? We're cool. I didn't mean anything, okay? You reread the terms and conditions. You gotta go. At number one is just the mishandling of problems within servers. For example, raid farms. Everybody likes to talk about raid farms. Everybody knows raid farms. Raid farms at its peak was like basically a very popular server. But there are many lessons to be learned with how the process went. And although it did have lots and lots of issues, it was at least a valuable lesson for Pinecone himself and everyone else interested in Minecraft server theory, as we could finally see our ideas, our critiques come to life, come to play within an actual Minecraft server. And raid farms too just happens to have a perfect example, being the nexus points, the towns that you can claim, players can claim for an amount of wheat, and it is rented to that player for X amount of time, and they can rent property in it, yada yada yada. But I don't need to bore you with the details, because there's just one very big issue with towns, which is, what problem does it actually solve? There are many critiques about raid farms and many aspects of it that go into detail about just what issues it had, and also propose solutions for how to solve them. But towns were not what raid farms needed. Raid farms needed incentives for people to interact. It needed actual uses for wheat as a currency. It needed to benefit the new player experience, and also deal with the problems that existed because there were these new players who were very underleveled, and these very long-time players that have just superbly better gear than everyone else. But towns solved absolutely none of that. In fact, it shows some of the issues, like the whole nepotism thing, where the richest player with the most wheat, the player with the most amount of wheat, who probably got it all from like duping or robbery, would put very high prices on like the property, the shop fees, and probably the only people rich enough to buy those things were like those players' friends, maybe. And it also didn't help that the hostility meant that people just didn't want to be with each other unless they already know each other and trust each other. So towns end up just doing nothing anyway. But now we're moving on to the next point, which is just completely ignoring things. And again, just no offense to these people at all, but matcha tea is just the absolutely most perfect embodiment of it. Has made 4 videos in a row in the span of like 3 months or less, detailing about how anarchy is bad, how anarchy is, to be honest, invalid. And before you start like, questioning me, objecting me or whatever, every video about anarchy that Matcha T has made was about how a hostile environment would lead to less players communing with each other, interacting with each other. But her solution was to get rid of that anarchy. She simply does not see a world where anarchy can work. And she has spent so much time and so much effort trying to disprove anarchy as like a thing. Take a look at her like 2 most recent uploads. Now here's where these two are pretty much completely wrong. Anarchy and anti-anarchy are 2 different things that, get this, appeal to 2 different audiences, but they both can work. We've seen this in the games, like there are social games that are entirely dedicated to community-made creations, community hangouts, practically no games at all. Take a look at a game like VR Chat. There's literally nothing else to do except talk to people. Or if there is, I'm pretty sure there is like 1 or 2 games that have gameplay. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows VR Chat simply as a social platform. Now take a look at a game like Rust. Rust is like basically a Minecraft anarchy server, except way harder and way more complicated. And yet there are so many people playing it, and those people are having some degree of satisfaction to keep playing that game. We don't need to wonder or talk about why this is bad or why this is better when clearly they already work. A game that is completely unanarchaic, that's a tongue twister, even though it has lower stakes and therefore your actions, quote, don't truly matter, people don't care. They still like the game. There are games that are entirely dedicated to socialization. And even though anarchy, which is quote, anarchy, quote, like can't sustain players because when people can't talk to each other, yada yada yada, we don't need to debate about that because both of them work. We literally have been wasting time and time and time talking about why anarchy can't work when it can, because it has. And now moving on to the final point, which is completely missing the point and also bad solutions. Mimu, user Mimu in the IMS Discord server, made a video about like how to actually fix anarchy servers, where they highlighted the problem, the actual problem. One of the biggest problems with anarchy Minecraft servers, there are no actual consequences since you can just escape them. The reason you don't do anarchy in real life is because if you like go write graffiti on a wall or go stealing random babies, there's the threat of police beating you up. Or if you like, you know, make fun of someone at the grocery store, they might beat you up. And that's why you don't do it. Consequences exist to deter people from doing really stupid bad things. Mimu had finally highlighted an actual problem with anarchy servers that actually suited anarchy, didn't disregard the people who play them. It was perfect. It was a perfect build-up. And then I got on to the solutions that they proposed. And their solution was to add consequences, make the game hardcore. But this doesn't actually solve the fundamental issue. In fact, even to the degrees that it does help with the issue, it creates even more problems because now people only have 1 life to actually play the game. You're completely barring people from playing your game just to stop a few people from playing your game. The thing is, you need a player base to have a Minecraft server, and this solution doesn't even help against fighting griefers. And the whole parental burst system thing is just yet another issue that I see people making, a mistake that I see people making in IMS. They think that by making something realistic or akin to real life, that is definitely the best way to handle problems. The thing about video games though, is that it's a game that people can choose to play. So you want to create something that people can play and people want to. This restricts the amount of players in your game even more. And not only does it do that, it doesn't fix the issue that it was supposed to fix. All that is going to do is just create these groups, these very large gangs of Minecraft players that can simply add to their manpower because they have a very large team of people, and all it's going to do is push out other people from joining the game. And just like in raid farms, griefers need people to grief. It's like producers and consumers in an ecosystem. You need producers for consumers to exist. Without the producers, without the people to grief, the kill, then suddenly that influx of new players, they just disappear. But that's going to be all from me because I ran out of things to say. I hope you enjoyed the rant. The state of Minecraft servers, like Minecraft server theory, is just really sad right now. It's a whole nothing burger. To be honest, it's so disappointing because I joined just during this boom where people were really passionate about it and really smart about it. They knew what they were doing. They had like this end goal, and they were all trying to get to that end goal to make systems that people enjoy